Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports here, myself Charlie. And before the video starts, please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Now, it is day 4 of the Cheltenham Festival. This is my preview. I've tried to do it day by day, and of course day 4 is Gold Cup Day. The big one, the showpiece of the meeting, and a wide open renewal, I think it's fair to say. Now, of course, before I get started with what I think is going to win it, yes, it is a massive shame that Galopin Deschamps is not in the race. It must be said, going for it, hoping to regain his crown. Yes, he's been a little bit disappointed this season, but it would have been good to have seen him go out in the style. I would doubt, I think he will be retired, but a horse that I hope is remembered for what has been an incredible career. I remember him falling at the last when Bob Ollinger beat him, and then you sort of thought, oh no, and then winning that first Gold Cup that was a proper Gold Cup. I think it's fair to say the way he won that, with Brave Man's Game as well coming in at the top. There was 3 or 4 of them at the top of the straight, I remember. And he was just too strong for him. What a great renewal of the race that was. And then, of course, there was as well the second win as well back in 2024. How good was that when he looked just a cut above the rest of them, and it looked like there was nothing that could beat him. And it looked like nothing that could beat him on his way to the third one until, of course, I Know the Way You're Thinking, who runs in on Friday, showed that wasn't to be the case. Now, as for the actual Gold Cup, what horses do I like? Well, I can't get past Haiti Couleurs. Now, my two of my favourite Gold Cup winners in the last couple of years, or last few years, I should say, not a couple of years, have been Synchronised and Native River. And although it's a very lazy comparison because of the Welsh National and whatever else, but I do think Haiti Couleurs is in their mould, and I do think that he's a horse who could win at Gold Cup because he'll just outstay them. He's going to stay all day. You know, he's a horse who's won an Irish Grand National, he's won a Welsh Grand National, he's won a National Hunt Chase. He's just out and out stayer in a race that I think there's a few who may have question marks around them. I think Django Bay definitely is one. Yes, he was impressive in the King George, and also around Ascot. But I just can't get my head around the fact that I think he may find this too long. He may just be outstayed. I'm not sure if he's a Ryanair horse, to be honest with you, but I applaud Nicky Henderson for taking it on. And Gaelic Warrior, again, another one. I would rather have seen Gaelic Warrior in the Ryanair in fact file in the Gold Cup, but I'm not Willie Mullins, and only he knows why that is and what he's got going for it. I've got question marks over Gaelic Warrior and whether he will fully get the distance, especially, I know he's won a bowl, of course, last year around Aintree, so there's every reason to believe he may, and he looked tough in the King George as well, which of course was won by the Jukebox Man. I just can't want Gaelic Warrior as a Gold Cup winner, personally. But I may be proven wrong because I said the same about Lossiemouth, and Lossiemouth bolted up. As well, the Jukebox Man is of course in there. He's another one who I think is going to be up there. It'd be a great story if he could win for Ben Paulin and Harry Redknapp, whether you like him or loathe him. He puts a lot of money into the game, Harry Redknapp, and for him to get a Gold Cup winner, it would be absolutely terrific. To put it in his words, terrific. As well, there is, of course, I Know the Way You're Thinking. Gavin Cromwell seems to be talking quite warmly of him, but you couldn't trust him on his runs this year. On the base of this year, he's not a good Gold Cup winner. But Gavin Cromwell seems to be talking him up. So, again, maybe it's just he just likes Marsh. He likes where the ground gets a bit better. Who knows? One that I do think, I've gone through basically the field here again. I keep doing this race because they are open. I do think Affordale Fury, the Savile Chase win, he stayed really well from the front. And if him and Haiti Couleurs do decide to go off near the front from the start, could they pull away? Could they do a Native River and Might Bite a few years ago? Who knows? I just like his Savile Chase run. I thought the form from that is very, very strong. He beat a very good field, and it wouldn't surprise me if he ran well and potentially got top 3. Talking of Chase with a lot of depth, the Mare's Chase has come from nowhere, but I think he's a real strong race at this meeting. The one I like in it is Spindleberry. I think her Irish Gold Cup run, you could just put a line through and say she didn't turn up. She was beat a long way in. Not a very long way in, and it was a long way home. Panic Attack is there and will be up there. Again, a strong horse you forget has won a Coral Gold Cup and a Paddy Power Gold Cup. You know, is no mug Panic Attack and will probably rightly go off favourite. The Skeltons, of course, got the board in the same connections with Madara on day 1. As well, of course, Dino Blue, who's won this race before. I just really like Spindleberry. I think, forgetting about the fact that she had that really Irish Gold Cup, she was unbeaten up till that point and put most of the mares in this division behind her. I think she's a class animal who I think would potentially, I'd like to see have another crack at some of the big stage chases, because I don't think you could give her a fair reflection. The County is another one that's going to be wide open. One in that I would like to see run well, I think can run well, is Absurd. Yes, will probably have quite a high weight, but has won in impressive fashion before. Of course, won at Ebor. Listen, it's, again, a pick what you like. You can't really, it's a wide open handicap. But I do think Absurd, I wouldn't worry too much about the weight. Mercy is in there as well. I think it will be a Mullins horse that comes home, and I think it will be one of those two. I think Mercier or Absurd would be one. The Albert Bartlett, I think, has got Dr. Steinberg's name written all over it. I think he's a very, very classy animal, and in a race that I think is maybe lacking the depth that it has done in the past, I think he as long as he turns up 100%, I think he is one that should win this race. The Fox Hunters is one that is a race that I like. It takes back to days ago point-to-point racing with my granddad. There's some old favourites as always in there, and Grachan de Balmus, who won round H last year, the H Fox Hunters for JJ O'Shea, is a fantastic character. Trains up in the northwest of England, and is one that I just hope runs well. I'm not potentially putting up. It's a race that I think some will, the old favourites turn up, those that have gone hunter chasing. He's one that I would like to see run well, but it's a great day's racing. I think Haiti Couleurs in the Gold Cup is my pick. I think if I had to go with another one, Dr. Steinberg, I think, is guaranteed in the Albert Bartlett. I can't see anything beating it, and I'd really like to see Spindleberry run a big race as well. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, I don't claim to be in the know or anything. I just like to talk about sport. And as always, have a great day.